Hello everyone and welcome to another tutorial for EMP. This time I want to show you what you can do with tasks and jobs. So first of all, before you can use these features, you need either the dashboard task permission or for the jobs section you will need the jobs admin or jobs user permission. And yeah, let's have a look what this is all about. So we can have jobs. Jobs basically are there to run certain tasks. It's more or less the same, so don't get confused about why it's called jobs and why it's called tasks. But here you basically can just define some background tasks that you want to run on a periodical schedule. If you click on Add Jobs, you see we have different tasks already here that you can select. And for example, let's say test, let's send an email. So we click here, we get the create job mask. So here we can, for example, say send reminder, and we can select schedule. So for example, let's say just to have a little bit of spam here so we see what is going on, we execute this on a cron expression, and this one will just execute every 15 seconds, I hope so, and it will run forever. Let's confirm. We want to inform the admin users. Exactly, so here it's just some random email address. Here, by the way, if you send emails to users that don't have an email, they will just not receive an email. There won't be any error or something. Yeah, so let's say subject test reminder to make your tests. Now we can click create job. Now we have here a job, and we can duplicate or edit it or execute it manually. So we say let's go, and I just open, this is Papercut. This is a kind of a small email client to test email functionalities. And you see I got here an email that was sent to admin@emp.ch. Reminder to make your tests. So this is one way that you can use tasks. So you can check various things in databases or use the query language to check whatever source you want and create alerts based on that. So depending on what you choose, you get different settings that you can set. So here, for example, you have some alerting settings, and I will show you that now on how to do that on a dashboard. So I already prepared the dashboard, and let's go here and add a widget for displaying query results. And what we can do here is, let's say we want to have a source random and records, let's say 100. This time I have the S. In a previous tutorial I forgot this S here, and I wondered why this thing is not really working. So this time I make sure I have the S, and yes, it works. Let's see, what else do we want to have? Let's do a format records. And here I just say give me some values. That looks good, and let's display this whole thing as status map. Save. Oh, and we have to get rid of the menu. False. Save. So we have a status map. Now, often we don't want to have to look at a dashboard all the time, and some dashboards, they are just there to analyze certain things. And often what we want to have some kind of alerting, right? So certain widgets, they have here task settings. So you only see that if you have the permission dashboard tasks. So if you have that permission, you will see this one. And sometimes you don't get anything here if the if the widget doesn't allow having any tasks. Then either this tab is not here, or you won't see here anything. Now you get a message here. This widget currently does not have any running tasks. Save the below form and set that task to enable to create a running task. Good. So let's try and do that. So we want to have this running as well, all 15 seconds, just for demo purposes. Normally you would run something like that, maybe all 15 minutes or something. We confirm that. Now occurrences to raise. So we are doing alerting here. So we have a certain condition that we define here. So what kind of value field that we want. And in this case, our field is value. And then we can define what are our thresholds. So we want to say, okay, good, it's green if it's 0, and it's red if it's above, let's say 90. We can define the other thresholds as well. We don't have to. We can skip them. And here we can define on which threshold we want to get alerted when it is reached. So in this case, I just go and say red. And we can define the users that we want to alert. So we say we want to alert the admin. We want to alert, do we have any group here? Editors group. So you can create a whole group of people and alert them at the same time. So you don't have to put in 20 users by hand. You can here define where that you want to alert. I think this list is also depending on what kind of permissions you have. Let me see. I think for the application logs you will need this one, and the other two I think you are allowed by default. Good, so let's say we want to notify and we want to have an email. In this case, we want to have occurrences to raise 1. So what does this mean? It basically means number of occurrences matched condition in series needed to raise an alert. So we say down here, threshold is red, and we want to have the alert threshold red. Now, if it's read once, that would be one match. And in this case, if you set this to 1, it will already throw an alert and send a notification to the people. If we set this to 2, it has to be twice in a row matching, so it has to be twice in a row read to trigger an alert. This is used to reduce the number of false positives that are sent out, depending on what kind of things that you are checking. This can be very useful. So if we set this to 2 and the schedule is set to run all 15 seconds, then it would take at least 30 seconds for us to get an alert. This is also the case, like if you set it on to 10 minutes, it will execute once, it's read. After another 10 minutes, after 20 minutes, it would get read as well. So it would take you at least 20 minutes if this is set to 10 minutes and this one is set to 2 to actually trigger an alert. Now, the same is with resolve. Number of occurrences in series needed to resolve an alert. So if it's not matching, so if it's not read anymore, then it needs this amount that you specified here in a row to not be in an alert condition to say it's resolved. I will set this now to 1 just for demonstration purposes. We have here also alert delay minutes, the delay in minutes in case the situation has resolved before another alert is triggered again. So here you can define like waiting time until there will be another email. So let's say the issue resolves and now it gets read again very fast in a row, but you don't want to send immediately another email, so to not trigger any spamming. Exactly, and that's the delay limits in cases it is not resolved before another alert is sent. So if the condition persists over a longer period of time, let's say 20 hours, right? You don't want to send an email every 1 hour because you just will fill up some mailboxes. So here you can define basically a delay. So okay, just resend this all in this case 10 hours or 20 hours or once a day, just to not spam people and always tell them, hey, look at what you're doing there. So I will set everything to 1 just for demonstration purposes. I have my value, I have my thresholds, and let's save this. So now this is connected to this specific query. We can now go to the jobs. I have that already open here, and if I refresh that, I see under my jobs that I have a widget task executor, and this is one you cannot create from this list. This is only connected to the tasks themselves, to the widgets themselves. But you see here a little bit what you have defined, and you can also see which dashboard it is and which widget name. Good, and we see that it seems to run because I get a notification that something is off, exactly. So, and you see the notifications are in EMP, where you get all the records that actually were above the threshold. So you see here you get kind of the an overview of what is actually going on, and you can also click here to open the dashboard. Now the same information you get in your email. Let me just turn this one off. So because I'm currently spamming me, so you can turn off a task without deleting it. So you have here now the send email, it's off, so I don't get so many emails anymore. Let me delete these, and delete these. Good. So now here we have our email with the alerting on the data that we have in our query. Now, as you see, we get quite a lot of data here. We can actually change that a little bit so we don't have data that we don't really want. So let's go here, and I actually also want to have this sorted just to look a little bit nicer. Execute, good, so this is sorted. Maybe we want the reverse equals true, so we have the red at the start, good. And now what I would like to have is some certain fields. Oh, excuse me, we have to go to task, not to standard settings. So I want to have certain fields. For example, I can define a URL field that gives me a link for further drill downs where I can click in the email and basically directly get to a dashboard or the data where I can analyze what is going on with this specific record. I want to have certain labels, and I want to have one detail field, and we already have the value field, and the threshold we set to 0 and just keep it. Good. Let's update this. And I think I also set this to 0 just to have a little bit of faster feedback here in my mails. Come on, give me a mail. Give me a mail. Doesn't want to give you mail. Let's go and see what we have here. Yeah, so you can also go ahead and delete stuff that you don't want anymore. Like this. Now let's see what we have here in the jobs. This, let's try executing that. Ha, now it worked, good. So now you basically see that we have our information here. So we have the value, we have the location, and we have in the fields that we specified, we have here. I actually see I could put here some blank in between. Interesting why this is not done. But yeah, basically this is how you can get a very, very nice overview over what is going on in a certain application or your dashboard. And you also have the information where this whole thing is coming from. You can click here to open the dashboard directly, and then you can further analyze what is the actual data. And because this is directly connected to the settings of the widget, you actually just have the same data that you would have in the widget. And and here you could then click the link. So now this is just an example link that is just some random data, so it will not work if I click it. But here you could put another link to create some kind of default drill down that you want to give to the user. Now we should have, let me check, body sections. Exactly, so in these emails you will have as well the data in CSV and JSON format, and also the details about the job that is actually executing and causing this email. So if you ever have like wondering where is this stuff coming from, this also helps to find out what is causing these emails. And yeah, here you have the data for the records that have reached the threshold, and as well here in JSON format. And yeah, that's basically how you can work with tasks on the dashboards and also on the job list. I think I will now turn this off, because as you see, I'm getting spammed by myself. And let me go here, turn this off, leave me alone, update, good. Oh, and yeah, on the jobs themselves, when you are in the job overview, in the job section here, then you also often see when something fails, the status of the job here. Good, so I would say that's it. And yeah, I wish you a lot of fun creating your alerting with the EMP dashboards.